welcome back everyone to the Warlord of SBAS plays Torment Times in Numenera. Episode 9. Last time we talked to the genocide. He was fun. And then we walked over here and talked to the cultists. Tried to convince them that we were in fact their god, and they told us to fix their clock. But before that, I just remembered that I need to level up. Alright, advancement, blah blah blah. Alright. So let's do some leveling. Boop. Select one of the following options and spend your experience points. You can select each option once per tier. Alright. Increase stat pools. I believe that just gives us a higher number. Increase edge. What does that do? Edge provides bonus to all tasks, challenges use a particular stat. For each point of the edge in that stat, you can use one level effort at no spot. Alright, so that just basically gives me an extra free point for every time, which is actually pretty useful. Extra effort. Okay, so this allows me to do more. So instead of like using 2 points, I can use 3. And this allows me to get an ability or skill. Alright, so this allows me to upgrade one of these. And that allows me to upgrade my like special powers. Like do more damage with my skill. But I actually like to increase my edge with my intellect because I use that quite a lot being a nano. And one extra that I don't have to ever worry about spending is actually really good. So I'm gonna do that. So that'll allow me to have 2. Just make sure no one else is ready to level. Nope, we're all good. Alright. So let's look at the clock.
Let's go.
The complex machine towers over you. Its purpose is unclear, but the 3 circular faces set into the ground remind you of clocks. Something is wrong with the machine, however. It's partially transparent, shimmering in the air. When you look directly at it, the clock faces seem to show several different times at once. Humanoid silhouettes ripple beneath the central clock face. One places his hand against the face as though it was a glass wall. It seems to be watching you. Examine the machine. The towering mechanism weaves in the air, similar to Callista. It appears to be several states at once, although all the machine states are in the exact same location. You can't touch it either. Your hand passes right through it, the structure. As you pull your hand away, memory strikes you as powerful as if someone took a club to your chest. You were working at the clock. It is no longer transparent but perfectly solid. There is a noise behind you. So they've come, the 3 traders. They think to surprise you, but though the power of the clock, you have foreseen this moment. There is the faintest sound of metal sliding against leather. You slap a hand on the central clock face, activating the clock arcane powers. You're not sure what it will do to them, but it is better than what they'll do to you. There's a flash. Arcs of energy stretch out from the clock over your shoulders to your would-be attackers. You don't see what happens to them, but they quickly disappear along with their screams. As the last shreds of memory fade, a swirl of energy passes through your body. Cold bars prick every muscle. Suddenly, tidal forces arc from the clock. The 3 ancient devices of the cultist encampment. The clock recognizes something inside you, or maybe vice versa. Either way, you have inadvertently activated the nearby devices.
I'll remember that.
Alright. 1, 2, 3. Alright. So let's poke the first one. As you approach the device, the circuit's monitor changes around you. People are dressed differently and speak differently. Whole new structures appear, including an enormous building rising from the edge of the square. You look down at the device. A series of images flit across the surface. They don't appear related to the changes around you. You see faces of other people and places. All of them familiar. Look more closely. Circus Minor looks almost completely different. All the people are dressed strangely, and though they speak the truth, they use many terms and phrases that you don't understand. The square has changed as well. All the tents are gone. The buildings are more colorful and less withered. One building in particular rises from the edge of the square, a tower of purple rock, some 50 stories high. A mural is painted on the side, though you can't see the details from here. Examine the images of the surface of the device. As soon as you focus on them, you feel warmth in your head where the tattoo is. The images respond to your thoughts. Slowly changing at your whim. It is something about your body that allows you to do this, which perhaps means that only you can even see the images. You immediately recognize the picture as pieces of memory, specifically the 3 memories you saw back in the fathoms of your mind. Look at the memory of the underwater city. The memory is recent. 2 men, both with tattoos like your own, are in an underwater city, searching for something that the denizens of the city chased from the quarry, and ultimately just found the pit and captured them. As you receive the memory, you get a strange feeling in your mind that you can only describe as quarry. The device wants something from you. Suddenly, you remember the memories in the device are possibilities, but you can't lock one of the memories here as but you can lock one of the memories here, so it is the only one that displays. You don't remember that purpose that they serve, though. Well, let's look at these first. Look at the memory in the lush valley. Somehow you know the memory is from a long time ago, centuries ago, probably. A man and a woman, both with tattoos like your own, are serving a lush, secluded valley for some purpose you cannot recall. Look at the memory of the city under siege. Somehow you know the memory is ancient. It might have occurred thousands of years ago. A man and a young girl race through the streets of city's cliffs. All around them, the city is attacked by terrible people. Tibet. You recall the man takes them to an ancient machine that's somewhere in the city, and then he and the girl disappear. It seems like I'm gonna have to choose which one of the devices. So let's look what the other devices are first. What are you? A strange feeling comes over you as you approach the devices, as if someone was sneaking up on you in the corner of your eye. When you look, there's no one there. It looks like something is different, though, but you can't put your finger on that. A series of images flit across the surface of the device itself. They don't appear related to the changes around you. You see faces of other people in place, all of them familiar. Look more closely at the changes. The changes are difficult to notice at first, but after a moment you figure it out. Circus Minor is the same, but the crowd is different. Most of the people in the stalls and buildings are not the same as those you've seen around the square. Those who you do recognize are younger by several years. Oh, alright. And what about this one? Blah blah blah, same as the... Alright. As you approach the device, Circus Minor is thrown into chaos. Buildings are on fire, people are screaming and running in their lives, while armored soldiers hunt them. None of them seem to pay any attention to you, though it seems it's some kind of vision not reality. You glance down at the device, series an image, float across. Alright. Look more closely. Circus minders under attack. The squads of armored soldiers roam the streets, hunting and killing. Anyone they find, the mobs of people flee in terror, with only a few hopeless souls trying and failing to fight them off. So the soldiers are completely encased in jagged metal armor. You can't even tell if they're human. Looking beyond the carnage, the square of the vision looks wildly different. Many of the buildings are on fire. Don't exist at all. When you step away from the device, having been replaced by other structures. So I'm pretty sure this is the besieged city. That makes the most sense. All right. So that one's locked. So now I should figure out which one this. This one seems the most recent to nowadays, so I believe that's the underwater city that's the most recent. Alright. Right? Centuries old memory. Ancient memory, centuries old memory, and recent memory. So I'm pretty sure this is the recent memory.
Of course.
And I believe this one is the centuries old memory. Across the surface device. As soon as you lock the 30 minutes, a final surge of energy arcs through the air from the device to the clock itself. The clock shines for a moment, then becomes solid, fixed into the single state. At the same time, the device in front of you goes dark. The images disappear, as does the strange view of the city past. Yay, I did it. Yes. I is smart. Alright, so let's look at the shadows.
Let's go.
The machine is solid now. Each of the 3 clock faces show a single time, though none of them point to any time measurement that you understand. You lean closer to the central clock face. 3 shadowy figures still lurk within. Features almost discernible now. Suddenly the figures surge out of the clock toward you. Intense pressure strikes your head like a steel spike, then everything goes black.
I'll remember that.
Oh god, they're in my mind. My mind seems rather empty.
Alright.
Alright, who are you people? Emos. 3 figures before you are disoriented. They don't even seem to notice you at first. All 3 of them have a tattoo like yours, cast-offs. What befell us? The one is dressed in powerful-looking armor. Her face bears several scars, yet her eyes have the innocence of a child. Did he do something? Are we still in the clock? What new torture does this chainy god have for us? I do not believe so. The second figure is tall, dressed all in black. His height is exaggerated further by a violet fish-like crest on the top of his head. Its large yellow eyes are squinting, scanning all around. There was a man outside the clock, but it wasn't. It was him. The third figure points to you. He is a small, wiry, and tense, as though he expects danger. He carries a shield on his back. He's a cast-off, he says. Look at the tattoo. Can't you see? I can't say I recognize him, though. Who are you? The woman steps forward. We beg your forgiveness, friend, brother. We have been through quite a trial. I am Gimius. These are my friends. I'm not even going to bother trying to say that name. And Villon. He's a villain. We are cast-offs like you. She looks you up and down, her brow slightly furrowed, despite her kind demeanor. We were ingested into your head. I saw it. How is that possible? He eyes you suspiciously. Who are you? Yeah, I'll tell him the truth. I'm a cast-off like you. I'm the latest one. The latest, she says, eyebrows significantly higher than the other. That's not possible. We faced the changing gun mere days ago. You are not the body he wore. I think we might have been trapped in the clock for centuries, Camos. Something about it messed up with our perception. The Vigilian looks up at the ceiling, or where the ceiling would be if there were one. Time is an illusion. How long is the wrong question. It turns in its enormous bulbous eyes to you. What is this place? Where are we? Outside time we were perhaps still here are. Somewhere in my mind, I think. The Vigilian shuts his eyes. 6 nostrils open wide as it inhales deeply. Yes, perhaps you were right. Our consciousness were ripped from our bodies when the changing god activated the clock. Then, when you appeared, it happened again. Our minds ripped from the chronal prison. It looks to its friends. I cannot be certain, but I believe this part is part of some vast mental construct. Turns to you, your mental construct. His eyes become nearly as large as Virgilian's. Yeah, I guess I can say Virgilian's. What you mean? We just went from one person to another? Gives you by the shoulder. You did this. If this is your mind, then let us out. Why did the changing god trap you in the clock? Oh yes, she looks down embarrassed. 3 of us once worked alongside our sire, helping him with his research after he brought the Order of Truth to Shish's cliffs. We saw him for what he was, selfless, arrogant. Moralial, fantasy name. Help us to see. I wonder what has become of her since we were imprisoned. He doesn't care about us, not a single one of his children. He crosses his arms and looks away bitterly. All of his projects were always about him. He didn't care for anyone, if anyone got hurt in the process. We betrayed him. Unlike the others, the Vigilian looks you directly in the eye. We meant to stun him, to capture him before he could escape another body, but he was too quick for us. He activated the clock, tearing our minds from our bodies, and trapped us eternally. Why can't you get out of here? Weren't you listening? We're trapped in the clock for centuries. I'm looking for a way out. Believe me, but fantasy name says it's your mind, then it's your show. As long as we live, there is hope. One of us will find a way. I don't know how to get you out. Relax, brother. Whether for days or centuries we survive the clock, we will survive this. It is time. If time is an illusion, then it's not our enemy. We will find a way. I don't see a way out. The Vigilian scratches his neck, putting his face within a hand span about yours. It seems to be examining you. Then it says, "Look, you're mine. Only you have the power to change." Then what he's trying to say is that this place was created for your body, or perhaps by your body. Our sire placed it within each of us unique gifts and abilities. For example, I have never heard tell of another caster who could trap consciousness the way that you have. She gives you a warm smile. We would not have created this space for you without also giving you the means by which to move through it. What other gifts did your creator bestow upon us? Our creator bestow upon you? I chose an aspect of myself when I was born, deep in the heart of this labyrinth. Is that it? Fenix's name shakes his head. I can't say what you speak of, he says, and you get a momentary impression that his eyes can see through you. This aspect describes you just as I am, vigilant. Villian is observant, and Camus is foolish. I object to the characterization. He gives a kind chuckle. He's not wrong, and you know it. At her wounded look, he raises hands pleasantly. It's the truth anyway. You've gotten us out of twice as much trouble as you got us into. The Vigilian speaks to you. These aspects are a description of who we are, but they are not us. Did you choose your aspects? That you chose your aspects says quite a lot, but I do not believe that is enough to set us free. I'm a nano. He laughs. So is Vigilian, but you don't see him barking about it. You see, that is just the type of thing you do. It was a path you chose, not something your sire gave you, nor means to freedom. It built a path out of deep fathoms in my mind by recovering memories I had lost. Perhaps, if there were any memories here to recover. He curls his lips and looks around. Maybe I just don't know what memories look like, but I don't see anything. Would seem not we are agreeant, villain. I don't think I have the ability you're talking about. You must. She looks at her compatriot and back to you. We each have our gifts given to us by our sire for specific purposes. His purpose, of course, but a purpose nonetheless. She presses her hand to your chest. They say, for example, that foolish though I may be, I have nigh magical gifts. Have nigh magical gifts of speech. That is not something I chose nor learned, but it is who made me. But it is who he made me to be. He rubs his hand along the edge of his shield. I am master defensive arts. Our sire learned them when he was in my body. Probably built my body to excel at it. I wouldn't call it a gift, but it's me. Yeah. I am one with the shadows. I live in them. I breathe them. This is not some esoteria I discovered, but a unique ability. Our sire chose for me while he was in my body. She gives you a kind smile. The gift in you, perhaps you have just forgotten. Our sire wouldn't have made this place for you without granting you the power to get out. Focus. Find the answer inside yourself. Alright. I'll believe in myself and search my inner feelings. You rifle through your memories past everything you actually remember to those memories you don't create yourself. There must be a key or a door, anything that would help you escape this fathom of your mind. Just as you're about to give up, you find something, a cluster of sparse nascent abilities deep within the core of your being. You sense the ability to speak eloquently, to use a shield with a master's skill, to lurk among the shadows as though they were home. None of these seem particularly suited to creating a path out of this place, but as you sift through them, you know that you are trapped here. Not because it is some puzzle your sire left for you to solve, but because you're not yet whole. There's another part, the last part, of deciding who you are. In completing yourself, you will be able to open a path back to the calm of your mind. Oh. So I could choose to have one of their skills, which is useful. You know the right thing to say in every situation, also you can't. Okay, so I can talk good like. Do the sneaky. Master defense. Shield good. I don't need the shield because, well, I'm not a front fighter, so it's kind of useless for me. Quick fingers, deception tasks, and perception skills. This character is hidden or targeting an enemy that is blinded. Plus 10 to attack and 3 damage. I do like being able to talk in these games because a lot of this game you can do. 90% of this game is talking, so having a talking skill is really useful. And I'm not really stealth user either, so no, I think I'll go for charisma. This makes sense for me. Yeah. That's it, you did it. Does that mean we can go back to the real world? I don't think so, villain. But it does mean we are free, finally. He turns to you. Thank you, friend. Go, we'll follow. Something's not right. Shadows and angles. It is safer for him to go first. There you
Let's go.
Ditch him. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. I got the brain worms. Justice. So, Inigo is for justice. Good to know. Ow. Hey, Spectre. So what happened? Are you alright? That thing almost killed you. What did happen? It blasted you out of the part of your mind. His voice is armor. The sorrow must be gathering its strength, taking space in your mind too deep for you from reaching your full potential. I don't know why it doesn't just destroy you. Maybe the fragments aren't strong enough yet. It's alright though, we have more important things to do, right? Like get that chamber fixed. Something feels odd about this man, but it takes you a while to put your finger on it. It is as though they aren't there, or rather they're there, but they're indistinct. A kind of white noise that blends too well with the background hush of this place. Alright. There's a whole lot of talking. And that, I believe this I'll end it here. Next episode we'll talk more to the Spectre and play with our mind. Till next time, remember to embrace the chaos or you'll go mad. Bye.